WNBA ratings, now that Caitlin Clark has been eliminated from the playoffs, the ratings have plummeted.
The WNBA playoffs have taken a dramatic turn, with viewership dropping by nearly 80% following Caitlin Clark's playoff ouster. Attendance was cut in half, and no one watched. Aja Wilson, the media-appointed league MVP, is accusing Clark's followers of bullying her. But is there more to the story? Let's break down what Wilson is saying, and spoiler alert, she is playing the victim. The Las Vegas Aces, the WNBA's former superpower and back-to-back champions, fell in the playoffs. Their second-round departure surprised observers, but it was readily predicted by supporters. Where is the center of this storm? Aja Wilson, the team's standout and three-time MVP, is recognized for her confidence on the court. Wilson's response following the defeat astonished everyone.
It's hard. It's really, really hard. And I don't even know why. But I love my teammates so much that I will take any hit from them. I want to be great for my team. I want to be great for this franchise. Because when you're talking about greatness, it starts with consistency. Everybody can be good here and there, but who can be great in every single game, every possession? And that's what I'm striving for. So I promise you, I'm not going back down. So it starts with me, and it's going to always be with me, because I have 11 other women in that locker room that I need to pull greatness out of.
In an unexpected twist, Wilson said she was being bullied by Caitlin Clark followers. Yes, you read it right. An MVP feels abused by youthful basketball fans. The shockwaves are still reverberating across the league. But here's the big question. Is Wilson truly the victim in this narrative? Or is there something more she's not telling us?
Yes.
Aja Wilson raises this charge. A more important issue arises. Why did millions of WNBA fans suddenly lose interest in the playoffs? The solution rests with a teenage prodigy who was controversially ousted in the first round, Caitlin Clark. The rookie phenom that shook the basketball world, her influence on the WNBA was instant and unequivocal. Clark's electric skill and charming demeanor not only drew spectators in, but also generated an entirely new audience for women's basketball. Her brief presence in the WNBA playoffs boosted viewership, drawing unprecedented attention to the league. The Feververse's Sun Game 2, featuring Caitlin Clark, drew 3.4 million viewers, more than all of the 2023 WNBA Finals combined.
Let's just say the ratings aren't the same with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever now eliminated. Game 1 of the Aces Liberty matchup on Sunday drew an average of 929,000 viewers. It's a good number for the WNBA on an NFL Sunday. However, that was down nearly 50% from last Sunday's Fever Sun contest. By the way, not only was viewership down, but attendance was as well.
But everything goes up must come down. When Clark's squad was eliminated, the consequences were catastrophic.
Yes.
The ratings for the Aces Liberty series fell by 50%, while the Lynx Sun series fell by an incredible 80%, leaving the league and its stars stunned. Attendance at games was reduced by half. It was as if someone had turned a switch, shutting off Clark's spotlight on the WNBA. This unexpected dip revealed a painful reality. The league's popularity had grown overly reliant on a single individual. However, this is about more than simply Caitlin. It is about what she represents. A form of basketball that is entertaining, fast-paced, and exhilarating for the audience. It's also about playing fair, skill-based basketball rather than risky play and dodgy officiating. Established players, such as Aja Wilson, found this difficult to accept.
Yes.
Wilson, a three-time MVP and the face of the Las Vegas Aces, found herself playing to lesser audiences and receiving worse ratings despite her excellence. The difference could hardly be more apparent. During Clark's games, the enthusiasm was evident, the stands were full, and social media was buzzing with anticipation. Following her departure, the playoffs seemed flat, lacking the fervor that had made them must-see TV only days before. This rapid shift in viewing has far-reaching consequences for the league's established order, not only in terms of numbers. Wilson, who had been the focus of attention for years, suddenly found herself eclipsed by a rookie who was no longer playing. It's a circumstance that would challenge anyone's ego, let alone that of the reigning MVP. But this is where things become difficult. Earlier in the season, Wilson made some inflammatory remarks. She talked about privilege.
Us as black women, it reminds me a lot of you. Like, you think it's not really about me. You know, And she knows how her privilege and kindness to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball. Like, she understands how to privilege. And yeah, it's just go to the top. And it's, it reminds me a lot of you. And I mean, that's a compliment.
Many saw this as barely veiled jabs at the rising star poised to join the league. These words provoked discussion at the time, but they have now gained fresh relevance.
Amongst all-time college players, in your opinion?
Ooh, that's tough because you got to win one. I feel like that college is one of those spaces where you got to win one for them to even have your name in the conversation. And it took me 3 years to win mine, so it's hard. But congratulations to her. I know.
Let's not even get started on the winning is not for everybody promo. Guess what? I suppose winning isn't for you this year. In light of the ratings slide, Wilson's statements appear to be preemptive attacks against a threat she anticipated. It's as if she felt a shift in the wind and rushed to capture the league's top place before Clark could take it. Wilson is now in an unpleasant situation as the playoffs continue and viewership drops. The fans she appeared to disdain early in the season, Caitlin Clark's supporters, are exactly who the league needs. It's a perfect example of, be careful what you wish for. This leads us to Wilson's recent comments about being bullied by Clark's followers. Is this a real worry from a player under pressure in a changing context? Or is it a reaction to feeling overshadowed, an attempt to reclaim the limelight that has gone away from her?
Here's the issue. Should your scenario take place, Jason, and it steadily declines, this actually needs to be studied. What other sports league has diminishing ratings as you get closer to the championship? That would actually embolden the argument that there's a certain guard that now plays in Indiana truly should be the logo of that league.
The solution is not straightforward. On the one hand, internet harassment is a serious problem that many prominent people experience. On the other hand, Wilson's previous statements regarding Clark and her privilege raise doubt on these accusations. It's difficult not to detect a connection between her previous dismissive behavior and her present concerns. It's evident that the WNBA is at a crossroads. The Caitlin Clark effect has revealed both the league's potential for expansion and its dangers. It's been demonstrated that there is a large audience for women's basketball, but that this audience expects exciting play, fair play, in which players and referees are held to high standards so that spectators can focus on the product on the court rather than the drama off the court.
Hats off to the Fever on a great season. I don't think anybody expected them to make the playoffs after starting 1-8. They had a tremendous second half of the season. That Olympic break was much needed. But Caitlin Clark, she just completely changed around the WNBA culture, and she completely changed around the Indiana Fever's culture for the future. And the future is bright for the Indiana Fever. And I'm so happy that, Caitlin Clark came into the WNBA light, and fans get to actually watch her and see what she brings to the table, because it was special to watch all year long. And I can't wait to see what's in store for the future for her and this upcoming season. Next year.
While spectators need on-court excitement, some WNBA players appear more interested in off-court prominence. But at what cost? The Las Vegas Aces' dramatic playoff collapse exposes a squad split between Instagram likes and championship rings. Could this be the wake-up call the league sorely requires? Becky Hammond, Aces coach, did not mince words when it came to her team's performance. She underlined the necessity of attention and discipline, something her squad lacked and that the New York Liberty displayed throughout the season. This analogy demonstrates the dramatic contrast between a squad motivated by atonement and one that may become sidetracked by the trappings of success.
The whole league has been pissed off for the last 8 months, and my players are in commercials and this and that and being freaking celebrities, and you get distracted.
The Aces' defensive struggles this season are especially telling. After topping the league in defense last year, they have dropped to 6th place. Hammond blamed the drop-off on a lack of effort and attention, saying frankly, "We haven't had the edge all year." This admission from the coach shows a picture of a club that may have lost sight of what made them successful in the first place. Individual performances in important playoff games exemplify this idea. Kelsey Plum, the Aces' primary player, struggled greatly in Game 2 against the Liberty. Plum scored only 6 points on 2 of 9 shooting, forcing Hammond to call her out during the break. This moment captures a coach's anguish as she watches her best players underperform when it means the most.
And that's what it was. It was Aces versus Aces tonight. We were beating ourselves.
Howard?
The team's collective troubles were reflected in their shooting percentages in the last playoff game. the Aces shot a dismal 32.8%. Even Wilson's MVP-caliber efforts this season couldn't save the situation. Hammond's evaluation was harsh. The amount of layups we gave up was obscene. This comment demonstrates a serious breakdown in the team's defensive discipline and focus. Hammond's admission that we're not doing what we need to do to win basketball games at a high enough level speaks volumes. It means that the team has gotten complacent, possibly too comfortable with its previous success and current position. The coach's admission that it's not going to be the same group probably next year suggests the probable outcome of this lack of focus.
Well, quite frankly, we haven't had the edge. Well, now we found it the last month. I feel like we've gained a lot of ground, but the feel was different from the jump. And this is why three-peating is hard. Let's be real.
The Aces' early playoff elimination can be ascribed to a combination of distractions, injuries, and terrible shooting. However, Hammond's words point to a larger issue, a club that may have lost its will to succeed.
You don't have it every year. It's not the way this works. You don't get to flip a switch. It's the beautiful thing about sports, actually. The work and the commitment and the buy-in and the play hard and the want to and the will always show up in the end.
This stance contrasts sharply with the approach of athletes such as Caitlin Clark. While the Aces battled with concentration and consistency, Clark has shown a tireless desire to grow and thrive. Her devotion to her profession and ability to manage pressure have helped her become a fan favorite and rising star in women's basketball. The Aces' experience is a warning tale for all professional sportsmen. It emphasizes the delicate balance between enjoying the rewards of success and keeping the drive and discipline that propelled that accomplishment in the first place. As the WNBA grows in prominence, players will be under increased pressure to establish personal brands and profit on their celebrity. The problem is to do so without losing sight of their primary goal, greatness on the court. Fame may be a two-edged sword, particularly in the realm of women's basketball. While some athletes flourish under extreme scrutiny, others struggle. The recent playoff drama highlights a widening difference between those who allow pressure to define them and those who embrace it to fuel their success. A'ja Wilson and Caitlin Clark's differing reactions to criticism and challenges have become a focal point in the WNBA, revealing much about their personalities and approaches to the game.
She just absolutely did it all and became a magnet for attention and an icon for sports fans, certainly little girls, certainly mine as well, playing her basketball and watching her play. And
Wilson, the three-time MVP and face of the Las Vegas Aces, has found herself in strange circumstances. Despite her outstanding honors, she is struggling as the attention shifts away from her. Her recent statements about feeling abused by Caitlin Clark's fans in Indiana have sparked concern around the league. I dreaded being in Indiana, not because it was like the city or nothing. It was just like, I just don't want no stuff to pop off, Wilson said, creating a picture of a player uneasy about the changing dynamics of fan support. Let us have a peek at the Indiana supporters. Are they truly so scary?
Whether it's Iowa, the Fever, or even both, the 22 Caitlin Clark jerseys were all across State Farm Arena Monday night.
I came to see Caitlin Clark tonight. Gotta watch number 22. I've been watching Caitlin for a couple of years. Since then, I've dreamed about calling too.
This nervousness is in sharp contrast to Caitlin Clark's approach during her freshman season. Clark has endured enormous pressure and expectations, but she has constantly let her game speak for itself, emphasizing growth and team success above personal concerns. Her fortitude in the face of criticism has not only garnered her followers, but has also established a new standard for how young players may deal with the stress of professional athletics.
she also did it with the spotlight on her at a very young age. Fame is hitting this young lady's life. And very, very rarely did I see a misstep or something that I wouldn't want to show my daughter. Literally every step of the way, it's just like, watch her, watch how she plays, watch how she handles her business.
The reactions to these two stars could hardly be more different. Clark's fans have rallied around her, resulting in an exciting environment wherever she performs. On the other hand, Wilson's recent remarks have been treated with suspicion and criticism. A supporter bluntly commented, "Three-time MVP, a shoe deal, an Olympian, been in several commercials, has a statue outside of the University of South Carolina, and somehow still feels like a victim and ignored." This view matches a rising discontent among experienced players who appear to struggle with the development of young talent. Wilson's previous statements about privilege regarding athletes like Clark have come back to haunt her. These words, together with her prior complaints, have created a reputation of a player more concerned with maintaining her standing than with the league's progress. It's a sharp reminder that in professional sports, how you handle victory may be just as significant as the achievement itself. The WNBA is at a crossroads. Wilson's scandal and Clark's influence have highlighted long-standing flaws in the league. Fans want more than simply star power. They want honesty, sportsmanship, and thrilling basketball. This event has the potential to influence the WNBA's future by promoting a culture that prioritizes team success over individual celebrity. Would you agree? Let us know in the comments, like, subscribe, and enable all alerts so you never miss out. Please click the video on the screen and we will see you in the next one.